हेलो एवरीबॉडी, आज के इस वीडियो में मैं आपके साथ डिस्कस करने वाली हूँ मोस्ट रिसेंटली आस्क्ड कैबिन क्रू इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस या रिसेंटली आस्क्ड कैबिन क्रू इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस या जीडी टॉपिक्स। इन सब क्वेश्चंस के मैं आपके साथ सैम्पल आंसर्स भी डिस्कस करूंगी। जैसे कि मैं हमेशा हर वीडियो में बोलती हूँ कि सैम्पल आंसर्स डिस्कस करने का बस मेरा एक ही इंटेंशन होता है, नॉट दैट आप कट कॉपी पेस्ट करो जो मैं बोल रही हूँ, बट जब आप दूसरों के आंसर सुनते हो तो आपको एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग और एक क्लैरिटी मिलती है कि आप कैसे अपने आंसर्स बेटर बना सकते हो, या अगर आपसे ऐसे कोई सवाल पूछे जाते हैं इंटरव्यू में तो आप कौन कौन से पॉइंट्स अपने खुद के भी ऐड करके अपने आंसर्स को और बेहतर बना सकते हो। ठीक है। और अगर आपको नहीं पता तो मैंने एक प्लेलिस्ट बना रखी है जिसमें बहुत सारे कैबिन क्रू इंटरव्यू क्वेश्चंस जो भी पूछे गए थे कैंडिडेट से इन द पास्ट, इन द लास्ट ईयर, वो सारे क्वेश्चंस के सैम्पल आंसर्स और क्वेश्चंस दोनों पोस्ट कर रखे हैं। तो अगर आप किसी इंटरव्यू के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं तो आप उस प्लेलिस्ट में जा सकते हैं, वो सैम्पल आंसर्स को देख सकते हैं, क्वेश्चंस को सुन सकते हैं, आंसर्स को सुन सकते हैं, आई एम सॉरी, एंड अपने आप के आंसर्स प्रिपेयर कर सकते हैं। सो यू विल हैव एन अंडरस्टैंडिंग कि कौन से क्वेश्चंस के आप कैसे जवाब दे सकते हैं, किस वे में आप जवाब दे सकते हैं, विच विल लीव अ फ्रूटफुल इम्पैक्ट ऑन द रिक्रूटर। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। मेरा नाम है रचना एंड वेलकम टू माई चैनल। ओके, सो द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज हाउ वॉज योर येस्टरडे। तो अगर आपसे ऐसा कुछ सवाल पूछे, ये काफ़ी सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी है। अगर आप एक स्कूल गोइंग स्टूडेंट है या अगर आप कॉलेज जाते हैं तो यू कैन टॉक अबाउट व्हाट यू डिड द प्रीवियस डे। यू कैन टॉक अबाउट you going to school, you going to college, finishing up all your college work or your school work. If you had a project, if you had to complete some kind of homework or whatever, you completed that, you prepared for this interview, you knew that you were going to come for the interview today, so you prepared for the clothes of the interview, you prepared your CV, you went through the roles and responsibilities that are required to become a cabin crew just to appear for the interview today. And if you spent some quality time with your family, you can talk about that. If you helped your mother cook dinner in the evening, you can talk about that. So whatever you did on the previous day, you can talk about that. The next question is, what according to you is challenging in the job of a cabin crew? So this is a tricky question. रिमेंबर कि जो भी चीज़ आप बोलोगे चैलेंजिंग है तो रिक्रूटर कैन काउंटर क्वेश्चन यू कि अगर ये चीज़ चैलेंजिंग है अकॉर्डिंग टू यू टू बिकम अ कैबिन क्रू, तो ये चीज़ तो विल बी अ रिक्वायरमेंट टू बी अ कैबिन क्रू। सो हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू डील विद दैट। रिमेंबर कि आप जब भी ऐसे कुछ जवाब दे तो थोड़ा डिप्लोमेटिक होकर जवाब दे। सो इफ आई हैड टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन आई वुड से दैट every job role has a similar timing. Like even if there are people who have day shifts or there are BPOs where night shifts are there, or there are offices where there are people working in night shifts and there are offices where people are working at different times at different shifts, but they have at least a week or 15 days or 20 days where they are working at the same time and at the same shift time. However, if you look at a cabin crew's job, there is no fixed timing for any flight or any day. Like every day has a different flight timing. Every day has no fixed timing. There are days when you're operating just one flight. There are days when you're operating 4 flights. So this is something that I feel is slightly challenging. Plus, I also feel that multitasking sometimes can get challenging, not just in the job role of a cabin crew, but multitasking requires a lot of diligence. It requires a lot of attention, and it also requires a lot of understanding of prioritizing things according to its importance. Having said this, as much as I feel that multitasking is challenging, I also believe that I have the skills to prioritize tasks in order of its importance. So whenever you are saying something which could be challenging, which could be something which is slightly negative, try to talk about the negative but make sure you end with a positive sentence. Okay, so I hope you understood. आप किस वे में इस टाइप के questions को जवाब दोगे. Next question is, what according to you are the roles of a cabin crew? So a cabin crew is in all sense a frontliner. When I say that she or he is a frontliner, I mean that they are frontliners in terms of passenger safety, in terms of passenger comfort, in terms of providing first aid, in terms of taking care of passengers, in terms of every situation that occurs on board or up above in the air. So according to me, somebody who is in charge or who is responsible for taking care of passengers' safety, who's responsible for the well-being of passengers, who's responsible for ensuring that every passenger is happy, every passenger is satisfied on board, is the job role of a cabin crew. ऐसे जवाब के अलावा भी जब भी आप जिस भी एयरलाइन में जा रहे हैं इंटरव्यू देने के लिए, उस एयरलाइन के रोल्स एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज ऑफ अ कैबिन क्रू देख लें, पढ़ लें, वो सारी चीज़ें समझें कि क्या क्या जॉब का रिक्वायरमेंट होता है, वो सारी चीज़ें भी आप कुछ कुछ पॉइंट्स ऐड कर सकते हो. वैसे इन माय ओपिनियन आई डोंट थिंक आप 30 सेकेंड्स या 40 सेकेंड्स से ज़्यादा बात करने वाले हो, या दे विल टॉक टू यू फॉर मोर देन दैट मच टाइम, बिकॉज बहुत सारे कैंडिडेट्स होते हैं. तो जस्ट एक कंक्लूजन अगर आप बना सकते हो तो एक कैबिन क्रू का जॉब रोल क्या है? इट इज़ अबाउट पैसेंजर कंफर्ट, पैसेंजर सेफ्टी, टेकिंग केयर ऑफ any sick passenger on board, making sure that every customer is happy, providing good customer service to them. In short, यही है job role requirement. ठीक है. Next question is future education you would like to pursue. Would you like to study further? तो ऐसे बहुत सारे कैंडिडेट्स थे या हैं जो 12th के बाद इंटरव्यू देने जा रहे होते हैं, तो उनसे रिक्रूटर पूछते हैं दैट वुड यू वांट टू स्टडी अहेड, वुड यू वांट टू परस्यू एनी काइंड ऑफ degree ahead. So if you are willing to pursue any kind of education further, even if you're a bachelor and you want to pursue doing your masters, talk to them very openly, very honestly that you intend to, complete your masters, you intend to do your bachelors, you intend to study further. It is okay. सबसे बड़ा living example तो मैं ही हूँ इस चीज़ के लिए. मैंने 12th standard के बाद flying शुरू करी थी and उसके बाद I completed my bachelor's as well. And in the interview also मैंने बोला था बड़े honestly recruiter को कि I am willing to complete my education, I am willing to give my exams and complete my education. ठीक है. So there is nothing wrong if you want to put out your honest requirement. Next question is star or moon, which one is your favorite and why? This again is a slightly different question and a slightly tricky question. So जब भी ऐसा कोई tricky सवाल आपसे पूछा जाता है and you feel like आप क्या जवाब दोगे, remember हमेशा कोई भी कैबिन क्रू इंटरव्यू के जो क्वेश्चंस होते हैं जो पूछे जाते हैं, किसी में भी राइट या रॉन्ग आंसर नहीं होता है. इट इज़ योर पर्सपेक्टिव, इट इज़ हाउ यू आर लुकिंग एट द क्वेश्चन. ठीक है. हाउ यू वांट टू आंसर, इट इज़ कम्प्लीटली यू, इट इज़ योर पर्सनैलिटी. ठीक है. सो हमेशा इफ यू फील दैट द क्वेश्चन इज स्लाइटली ट्रिकी, यू कैन वेट फॉर अ लिटिल टाइम, टेक अ पॉज. व्हेन यू आर टेकिंग अ पॉज, टेल द रिक्रूटर, that's a very good question. Thank you very much. I've never come across a question like that in any of the interviews, or I never have given a thought to that. But if I had to answer this question, I would probably say between the stars and the moon. Though the stars and the moon both make the sky look beautiful in the night. However, if I had to choose any one, I would choose the moon, because I feel like there are many stars up in the sky, but there's just one moon. So somewhere I like relating to something being original, something being unique, something being one and only. So the moon is one and only. I also can relate to the moon in terms of human life, just like how the moon has different sizes and shapes on different days. There are days when it's a full moon, then there are days when it's a half moon, there are days when it's crescent in shape. Somewhere I feel like we as humans as well have different forms of us. There are days when we are full of energy, we are full up and out in the world. There are days when we are low on energy, we are not very confident. Then there are days where we look beautiful, just like the crescent shape. So then we have eclipses like the lunar eclipse. So this is what is my interpretation. So this is why I like the moon. This is why I'm able to relate to the moon more, and that's going to be my answer for this. Next question is, what according to you is global warming, and how are you doing your bit, or are you doing your bit to control it? In my opinion, global warming is a significant concern which is affecting our planet, and we as the present generation can do our bit by the smallest of the smallest things. Like, for example, me, I try not to use as much plastic as I can. When I'm going to the supermarkets and when I'm going to any place that I can, I reuse my bags. I reuse the plastic that I have. I try to minimize on plastic cutlery. I try to minimize on, all the bottles that we have, all the plastic bottles that we have. I try to use less water as much as possible whenever I'm washing vegetables to cook, or whenever I'm washing even or doing my laundry. I try to use as less water as I can in order to save it. And whenever I can use the water which I've used for cooking and stuff like that, I try to put it out in in areas where trees could be grown, or in barren lands where the water can go down and get soaked on ground. So I think every bit matters, and I'm really happy that we are talking about it, because awareness is the key, and it's good that we are able to talk about these things and we are discussing these things. Next question is, why aviation industry? So if I had to answer this question, I would say that aviation industry is an industry which is quite rare. It's one of its kind. Every other industry somewhere or the other has some kind of similarities, but aviation industry is something which is quite different. There's a lot of technology involved, and at the same time there's a lot of human interaction, human focus, human human touch required in this industry. So it's altogether a ball game of high technology and human interaction, and that's why I'm motivated to join the aviation industry. Thing is, most interesting thing you have done in your life. This is a self-explanatory question. I will not go too deep into it. जो भी आपने interesting किया होगा according to you, make sure you can talk about it for 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Think about what all situations you've dealt with, your happiest moments in life before you go for the interview. Prepare for all these things. Next question, tell us your 3 skills which are helpful for the airline industry. So according to me, I think I am a multitasker. I have strong interpersonal skills, and I can work really well under challenging situations. Remember, आप जो भी skills बोल रहे होगे, you should be able to justify every skills. ठीक है? तो like I said, I am a multitasker. I understand that being a cabin crew, you need to know to multitask. You need to know how you can prioritize the tasks that are assigned to you, and there would be multiple tasks at a certain time or at the same time which would be occurring with you in front of you. So I understand the importance of every task, and I act according to the importance of every task. So I believe that I am a good multitasker. Second, I have strong interpersonal skills, which I also believe are essential to make sure that you provide good customer service. Apart from that, I can work well under challenging situations. The job role of a cabin crew is quite demanding, it's quite challenging, and there are times when you tend to lose your focus, but I understand the importance of the job role, I understand the duties very well. So I believe that I can work and under those situations, and I believe that I can work very, very well under those situations, especially when it comes to taking up tasks and acting responsibly. Question is, how would you handle a situation where a passenger is nervous to fly? So if a question like this is asked to me, the first thing that I would probably do, in reality also, अगर आपको पता चलता है कि कोई nervous है किसी चीज़ से, कोई किसी situation से nervous है, तो आप logically भी क्या करते हो? आप जाके उस person से पहले बात करते हो, आप उनको समझाते हो कि don't worry, there is no problem and it is okay. अगर आपको डर लग रहा है, ऐसा लगता है लोगों को, लेकिन आपको टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. I am there to help you. Exactly, this should be your answer, even in a cabin crew's job role. So if you see somebody who's nervous, if you see somebody who's nervous while they are flying, maybe they are first time flyers or maybe they are scared of flying, what will you do? You will talk to them. You will go ask them, is there anything that I can do which will help you become a little more calmer? Not worry, it is normal that this feeling has occurred in you. Don't worry, we are there to help you. We are there to protect you. We are there to assist you in every way possible and to make sure that you have a comfortable flight. We are there at your service at every given point in time, and you can feel free to call us at any time and we'll be there for you. Next is, do you prefer to work as a team or on your own? So remember that a cabin crew's job role requires teamwork. At the same time, you should be able to work independently without constant monitoring as well. Okay? Whatever your answer is, just make sure that you're a little diplomatic when you answer this. by adding both the points in, saying that as much as I enjoy working independently, I also love working in a team, or as much as I love working in a team, I also enjoy working independently. I love the fact that when so many people are involved in a team, there is a lot of input that goes around and there's a lot of learning that happens. However, having said that, I also enjoy the time when I am left to work independently, and I also enjoy the tasks that are given to me. I'm able to complete it responsibly, all on my own as well. तो आपके जो आंसर्स होने चाहिए वो ऐसे होने चाहिए कि you should like working as a team also, and you should like working independently also, because the job role requires you to have both. ठीक है, तो आज के इस वीडियो में बस इतना ही. अगर आपने भी किसी इंटरव्यू में रिसेंटली पार्ट लिया है एंड कोई भी क्वेश्चंस के बारे में आप जानते हैं, तो प्लीज़ फील फ्री टू राइट इट इन द कमेंट सेक्शन बिलो. To the best of my knowledge, I would respond to your comments and I would give you answers to those questions as well. This will help a lot of people who are preparing for cabin crew interviews as well. Thank you very much for your time and goodbye.